Afternoon, everybody. It's the next day. The video I posted of me up here watching the knotters go, the reason I was up here was, it is a good view of watching the knotters go, which it is pretty dirty. I'm going to have to clean this all off, but there's a little bit left that we're going to go bale here in a minute. But I was up here because we were getting mismatched bale sizes. It was like real short. Like it'd make like a 12-inch bale to a 24-inch bale. Sometimes it'd make a full one. And I would have to come over here and smack the metering arm down. And I was riding on the back of it. And that's part of the reason why I was riding on the back of it was making the bales. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. And it just kind of heads up to everybody if you kind of notice that. What I was noticing was the arm it would trip, but it would only go down a little bit, and then it would, ride back up, and that's why I kept making a short bale. And what happened is the nut over here was loose. So we used it like a month ago to mow the first, mow and bale the first batch of hay. Didn't have a problem with it, so I don't know if it was my mistake or if it just came loose. So if you find yourself wondering why you're getting mismatched bales and everything's looking okay, check your arm here, because the nut was loose. So this arm there was enough play in it that it would allow the arm to twist. So when it would twist, it wouldn't come straight down in between the groove. It would get caught in between here, and it wouldn't allow it to drop all the way. And that's why when I smacked it, it would drop down the rest of the way. So when I realized what was going on, I finger tightened this while we were in the field, which I just tightened up with a wrench, so we should be good to go. But I tightened that up, and then everything was fine. So we went back to pretty much making even bales. The only difference is windrow size. If the windrow is pretty consistent, we're getting consistent bales out of here. But when you run a little low on the small windrow size, we get kind of a shorter bale, which kind of sucks, but is what it is. I'm just trying to be as consistent as I can. And then we had to go super slow because we're blowing a lot of shear pins. I guess I should have changed that plunger knife, so I guess that'll be on the list to do. But I think for this year, once we get done with that little stretch over there, I think I might just take a grinder and sharpen it up for right now and see how it does during second cutting. If I get a second cutting, I don't know. We'll see how the weather goes. But the backfield that we did first should probably get a second cutting out of. But I'm also starting to wonder if my counter here is correct. So total for the year, we've had about 618 bales, and I think probably between startup and getting everything in order, I think we probably rebaled a dozen or so. So I'm just going to round it down and say we got about 600 so far. So I think if we got another 250, 200 bales, we'd probably be set for the year. Like I said before, in some of the other videos, we've gotten, I think the best I've ever gotten out of here was 1,100 bales. But weather cooperating and equipment cooperating, that was first and second cutting. I've never successfully done a third cutting here. It just doesn't seem to work out. It usually, by the time we're tall enough to do a second cutting, we're into early fall and the nights get cool, and obviously by the time I get out of work and get over here and get going, everything's cooling off, and then we have dew. So third cutting is pretty much not an option, but I try my best to get a second, so we'll have to play our cards and see how it works. But anyhow, just figured I'd give you guys a little insight or update. Like I said, it could have been my mistake or could have just came loose, but if you find yourself having some uneven bales, I guess that could be something to look into. So as always, like, subscribe, and catch you on the next one.